Hello and welcome to Iraitech Innovations and Technologies Tech Talk. In this video, we are going to cover how to install PostgreSQL on CentOS 8. Now, before we begin with the installation of PostgreSQL, the first step we need to follow is install the updates on the CentOS 8 system. In order to do that, we use the command dnf-y, which is for automatically saying yes when it prompts for any update, and say update. When we run this command, the system will check for all the repositories and update if there are any updates that are required on the system. So in this case, we can see there are 56 packages that required the update, and the system, the default package manager is now going to install or upgrade all the packages on the CentOS 8 server. Now we'll wait for all the packages to get completed. Once that is done, we can move on to the next step, which is the installation. We will now fast forward it to the end where we can see that the update process has been completed. So the update process has been now completed. We'll now move on to listing down all the modules on PostgreSQL server. Now in CentOS 8, since we are using DNF, which is the default package manager, we have concept of something called modules. Now modules are a special collection of RPM packages that together make up a larger application. So in this case, we are going to install the PostgreSQL, and we need to list down all the modules that are available for the PostgreSQL. So we can run the command dnf module list PostgreSQL, and this will show us what all versions that are available, and we want to install the PostgreSQL 12. That's the stream that is available. You can also use 9.6 or install version 10, but let's go for the latest version. And in order to enable the module stream number 12, we run the command dnf module enable PostgreSQL 12. So this enables the stream for PostgreSQL 12. Once we have done that, the next step is fairly simple. We run the command dnf install PostgreSQL -server. Now remember, if you are a non-root user, you might want to use the command sudo before the dnf command. So this is how you want you will have to install the application or the packages. But since I am the root user, I can directly use the dnf install PostgreSQL -server command to install PostgreSQL. So now it's proceeding with the installation, and it's going to install all the packages, and there we go. We are done with the installation of PostgreSQL. Once we have created the PostgreSQL, the next step on CentOS is to initialize the DB using the Postgres, initialize the setup using a script which comes in by default. So we can run the command PostgreSQL -setup and -init DB. And this will, there's a typo. And this will initialize the data files and the initdb PostgreSQL log file. And once we are done with that, there are two steps that we need to perform. One is to start the PostgreSQL server and to enable the PostgreSQL server, which will ensure that next time the system reboots, the PostgreSQL server will automatically start. So we run the command systemctl start PostgreSQL and systemctl enable PostgreSQL. If you see closely, when we run the enable command, it creates a symlink into the systemd system directory, which is ensuring that next time when the system restarts or reboots, the PostgreSQL service, which is having a link there, will automatically restart, ensuring that you don't have to restart the SQL server every time the system reboots. Now, once you have done that, we can then follow the steps to create the user or the database. And how do we do that? We can log in into the database. First, we need to log in into the Postgres user, su-postgres. So it logs in as a Postgres user. You can see here, previously we were logged in as root. Now we are logged in as Postgres user. And we can use the scripts such as create user --interactive. And it'll ask for a name. And let's say we add the name Iraitech. And is it a super user? Yes, it is a super user. And there we go. We have created a user named Iraitech. The next step is we create the database. So we have a quick shortcut script to create the database, which comes by default with Postgres, which is create DB and name of the database. So Iraitech DB, and there we go. We have created the database. Now, if we log in into the PSQL, we can list down all the database using \l and list down the database. And what we can do is we can alter the database owners or add more users or add tables to the database. We can do multiple things. If we want to look at, so let's say alter role Iraitech with password Iraitech at 123. So this is how we alter the role that we created with the password Iraitech at 123. Or you can set any password, but you can use the alter command to do this. Similarly, you can use the alter database command to change the role. Alter database Iraitech DB with owner Iraitech. I think I missed an option here. So alter database Iraitech DB owner to Iraitech, and there we go. This should alter the database. And now if you run the command /l, we should see that the Iraitech DB has the owner set to Iraitech, which was previously set to Postgres. So any database you create by default has the owner set to the Postgres user, unless specifically you're specifying to set the owner as a particular user. You can also create another database using the create database command, but this is as part of the SQL queries that you'll be using. Here we showed how you can use the inbuilt scripts. One of the small caveat that you need to remember when you are dealing with PostgreSQL, and if you are building an application which will connect to the database using this user that you have just created, you need to alter the HBA file. And how do you look at where the HBA file is? You need to run the command show HBA_file. And this will give you the path to the HBA file. Copy this, exit the PSQL, exit the Postgres user, and now we can run VI, use the VI editor to edit the pg_HBA file. And at the end, you will notice that it's saying the host, if you want to connect using the IPv4 address, you need to use identity, which is not what we want. Here, if we want our application to connect to the database using a username and password, we need to change this to MD5. Similarly, here we need to change this to MD5, and that's it. And now you can restart the PostgreSQL server application and you'll be good to go. So systemctl restart PostgreSQL. And that's it. Now, when you try to connect the database that you have created for your own application using a Python or Node.js application that you're running, you will be able to connect to the database. In the coming videos, we'll show you how you can connect your applications to the PostgreSQL database. Till then, thank you so much. subscribe to our channel, and let us know how you like the video. If you have any comments or you are looking forward to any other videos, post that in our comments section. We'll be more than happy to bring those videos to you. Thank you again, and keep watching.